Christ, thank you guys for joining us. Sorry for that long break there, but we are back.
We are back.
For part 4 of Salt of the Streets, episode 133. I am Donovan.
I'm Colin.
We are happy to have you guys.
I got to lead this one, don't I? I got to get the clips ready.
Yeah, you're coming at it again. That's right. You've been crushing it this episode. You've been watching
here
us
today.
on our YouTube at Salt of the Streets. We also have our Instagram, our Patreon at Salt of the Streets. You can go there, sign up, subscribe, help us make more better content just like this. We also have the newsletters, we have the book clubs, the review previews, the beer shows, all these beautiful things. So go there, sign up, become patrons. You can find all this information at saltofthestreets.com. This last segment is brought to you by Lexi Kyle on Twitch. If you want to watch some gaming, go there, subscribe, and watch.
Yes.
And and with that, Colin is going to bring us into
She got a last stream tonight.
Last stream
for a while anyways,
Yeah.
because she
gonna be
got
busy.
a job as a flight attendant, so
Yeah.
she's going to training tomorrow.
On that flight grind.
Yep. And so she's got her last big stream tonight. So on Twitch, Lexi Kyle, make sure to be there, be square. I'm going to be there. Be good. We got some people there.
There you go.
Um,
we'll see how.
I don't know
long
if we're
I
going to have an
stay
after
awake.
party, but we might have an after party tonight. I might convince her to do that because it's her last one. And
I usually go home, eat, put Dax down, and promptly fall asleep on the couch.
you fucking bitch ass motherfucker,
That's
white picket fence old man.
usually, yeah, how my after show Saturdays
How
go.
old are you again?
27. 95. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. All right, so grab bag time, which means it is anything can happen. But we are going to lead off today because I don't know why. I just have this thing with Elon Musk. I like him. I follow him.
You do?
You know, I'm a big fan of the Musk man. And so we've all been through, we talked about on the show multiple times, but the acquisition prospects from Twitter.
Yes.
Getting that whole deal, and he has recently, I believe we talked about the show at the time, but he's recently backed out of that. He's tried to back out of the deal.
The
He's
Twitter
committed
board
to a
just
point.
certified that.
They
that
certainly
sale,
did.
Though.
Surprisingly, they certified the purchase of the sale the same day the whistleblower we're about to talk to and we're about to watch the videos of testified to Congress, which adds to the. Actually, we'll start off with the. We'll start off with the news article, and then we'll get into the actual videos of the whistleblower accounts and adding to the reasons why Elon Musk was trying to back out of the deal. Because there's multiple... Originally, Elon Musk tried to back out of the deal because Twitter lied about the amount of bots on the... And it's not necessarily they lied. They lied about knowing... They lied because they didn't know how many bots there were on the platform, because they couldn't possibly know how many bots that were on the platform because they were fucking idiots, and they decided to do like a random selection of 100 accounts. 100 on a platform like Twitter that has millions of people on it. And decide whatever percentage of bots were in that 100 was the amount of bots that were on the platform. So that's
accurate.
Fucking hashtag fucking Twitter logic. But so we tried to back out of the deal on that. Originally they were like, yeah, fuck that, that's not going to happen. I got a cat now. Maybe she'll go up on the shoulder. She likes to go up on the shoulder. But now we had a whistleblower come out recently who was the head of Twitter, and hopefully I believe this Fox News article, this Fox Business article, talks a little bit about it before we actually watch the videos.
Now, I don't know anything about this. This
exactly.
is all new to me.
This is all new. So the headline, Elon Musk adds Twitter whistleblower allegation to amended countersuit, because yeah, he sued before this happened, and then it all happened about the same day. So Elon Musk's legal team has amended its countersuit against Twitter on Thursday to include allegations from the social media giant's former security chief, Peter, quote, Mudge, that's his online tag.
Because he used to be a hacker, right?
Mudge, once a hacker, always a hacker, but yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Zotko. Musk's countersuit claims that Twitter breached its obligation under his $44 billion acquisition agreement by misrepresenting the total number of spam and fake accounts on its platform, aka the bots. Twitter has maintained that spam and fake accounts make up less than 5% of its users. Quote, needless to say, the newest revelations make undeniably clear that the Musk parties have the full right to walk away from the merger agreement for numerous independently sufficient reasons, the filing said. Zucco filed an 84-page whistleblower complaint with Congress, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Department of Justice in July, accusing Twitter of extremely egregious deficiencies in its cybersecurity. He testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee this week that the government of India placed an agent of Twitter at Twitter, and that he was made aware of at least one agent from the Chinese government intelligence service who was, quote, on the payroll.
At Twitter?
At Twitter. So not only just one from the Indian government, but also a Chinese intelligent agent on the payroll.
Plus whoever works there from our government.
Yes.
Because we know for sure there's a ton of people who used to work in the government that go work at different social media companies.
Well, yes. And that is...
Well, yes.
Yes, and that's not a secret because, yes, a part of the revolving door of government at this point when it comes to the bureaucratic state, the deep state, the faceless, nameless gray shirts is if you are involved on the governmental level in cybersecurity, you immediately walk out the door to an exponential pay increase to go work for a social media company in their cybersecurity department. And so a vast majority of employees at Twitter, Facebook, Meta, the whole 9 yards, all the big tech platforms, Google, are all formerly employees that worked at like CIA, NSA, all the motherfuckers. That's where they were all at, and now they just make big paychecks over in the private sector.
Right.
So that being said, do you have any comments thus far before we dive into the actual video? Let's watch some video from the testimony, and then we'll dive into this.
Foreign governments in this bitch, huh?
Yeah. So let's see. Let's start with his opening statement because it's about 4 minutes. We don't have to actually. Fuck. I hate the fact I pull up these things on YouTube. I have them time stamped.
Oh, and they don't.
And then they don't stay there. But I believe it was around here because he goes over in his opening statement a couple of the main problems. The first problem being the executives of Twitter have no idea what the fuck they're dealing with because it's a big tech platform. We're talking about tech stuff, and these are business people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then he gets into some of the more baseline issues there. So let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say. Y'all like butternut squash? But I can't. Yes, butternut squash is legit. I am formerly of the professional culinary career. I did 10 years as a professional culinary expert, and butternut squash is indeed #legit. But also, fuck the amount of labor it takes to take advantage of it. Let's watch fucking Peter Zapko.
Why did they do that? To put it bluntly, first, why did they do that? Why did they do that? There's lawmakers and the public instead of addressing them. This leads to two obvious questions.
Two obvious questions.
Why did they do that? And what were the problems and vulnerabilities identified?
What he's talking about here, just to preface it, is he had sent a report to the board of directors detailing some problems that he saw as head of security for Twitter, and they completely disregarded that. And he says, why did they do that? Well, okay, well, here's two reasons why.
Identified. And that's what I'm here to talk about. So first, why did they do that? To put it bluntly, Twitter leadership ignored its engineers because key parts of leadership lacked the competency to understand the scope of the problem, but more importantly, their executive incentives led them to prioritize profits over security. Upton Sinclair famously said, "It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on his not understanding it."
Word. And that's what I was talking about. This is the board of directors of a very technically based business corporation like Twitter, where it's all based on code and algorithms, not fully understanding what it is that they are in charge of. They don't understand. Whereas the head of security, he understands coding. He's a fucking hacker dude. He knows all about all this shit. And when he brings his concern to the boards, we're like, well, we're making a little bit of money, so it's fine.
Right.
And so that's part of the big problem at Twitter, and this is something that Elon Musk is using as his reasoning for wanting to back out of the deal legally. These people have been running this company. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. How the hell can they throw a price tag on a company that they don't even know how it works?
Yeah.
As we carry on.
This mentality is exactly what I saw at the executive level at Twitter. So what are the problems I discovered? Two basic issues. First, they don't know what data they have, where it lives, or where it came from, and so, unsurprisingly, they can't protect it. And this leads to the second problem, which is the employees then have to have too much access to too much data and to too many systems. You can think of it this way, which is it doesn't matter who has keys if you don't have any locks on the doors. And this kind of vulnerability is not in the abstract. It's not far-fetched to say that an employee inside the company could take over the accounts of all of the senators in this room.
At any point in time, because the employees at Twitter have too much access to too much data. And there is zero security on that. Because the people that are running Twitter have no fucking concept of what it is that they're dealing with. And so Elon Musk, as a purchaser of this giant company, is supposed to be paying top fucking dollar, which he applied, you know, when he made his offer. It was above market rate, all the shit, because he wanted to make it quick and easy, boom, boom, boom. These people have no idea what it is they're dealing with. And the base level engineer employee could, if they wanted to, get access to fucking Senator Chuck Schumer's goddamn Twitter account if he wanted to.
Of his Twitter.
Yeah. And when you, I think he talks about, I don't know if he talks about in this clip or the next clip, but when you think about an agent of a foreign government or an agent of a foreign intelligence agency being a payroll member of the company, having access and having the ability to get into a sitting member of the U.S. House Intelligence Committee's Twitter account, that might be a problem. It might drive the price point of that purchase down, much less maybe even perhaps default on the entire deal to begin with.
And what else can they get into? Because you use like your phone number and stuff like that a lot of times.
Twitter has access to a lot of your shit, bud. I mean, it's not as bad as TikTok. TikTok, as per terms of service, can have access. My wife has TikTok on her phone, right? Because she can Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to our router or blah, 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 she has access to anything else that has access to that router. Because that is legit in the TikTok terms of service, by the way. When you click the button on TikTok, that's what you're agreeing to.
Told y'all.
So, FYI.
Told y'all you shouldn't be on
I'm
TikTok.
compromised, motherfucker. What's up?
All this time, Carolina's like, you guys should make a TikTok. Like, I don't know.
And now I'm like, well, yeah, might as well now because they already got access to my shit. But hashtag, I'm just never going to be able to go to China ever. Sorrow. Anyways, let's let him finish it out and then we'll get to the next clip.
Given the real harm to users and national security, I determined it was necessary to take on the personal and professional risk to myself and to my family
to become a whistleblower.
Of becoming a whistleblower.
You got to tear up beforehand, otherwise it's not important.
I did not make my whistleblower disclosures out of spite or to harm Twitter. Far from that. I continue to believe in the mission of the company and look for its success. But that success can only happen if the privacy and security of Twitter's users and the public are protected. In accepting an executive position at Twitter, I made a personal commitment.
All right, I don't think he gets into anything else important in the rest of his statement there. Now let's jump to the main meat and potatoes of this, where he talks about the the Chinese agent, the Chinese security agent, I guess, the Chinese intelligent agent, intelligence agent, whatever you call it. It's like the MSS or something like that, whatever it is, being on the payroll of Twitter at this point. While he just made this point in his opening statement, FYI, all of you people here on the committee today, just so you know, a intelligence agent from China has access to all your accounts. and probably then has access to your phone, which then has access to God knows how many devices in your house, and welcome to the future, dumbass bitches. That's how that works, man.
I'm here today because Twitter leadership is misleading the public, lawmakers, regulators, and even its own board of directors.
Yes.
In a wide-ranging Senate hearing on Tuesday, Twitter whistleblower Peter Mudge Zatko raised new concerns about foreign meddling at the influential social media platform. The famed hacker who served as Twitter's head of security until his firing earlier this year revealed that the FBI informed Twitter of at least one Chinese agent working at the company.
At least one Chinese
agent. This was made aware to me maybe a week before I was surprised and summarily dismissed. I had been told because the corporate security, physical security team had been contacted and told that there was at least one agent of the MSS, which is one of China's intelligence services, on the payroll inside Twitter.
China's Ministry of...
Okay.
What the fuck? Why is he working there if you know?
Well,
I don't understand.
He did work there, and then as soon as he brought his concerns to the board, they fired him.
I'm saying the Chinese agent. If they know that he's working there, why the fuck is he still working there?
Well, they're rationing to it. I could go to that. I could try to find that point later on, but in that clip, right, he gets into it and he says the board's reaction to that was, well, if we have one, what's the harm in having more?
Get the fuck out.
I mean, he's already here. I mean, what's to say we couldn't have more? Because he goes, you already have one here. You could have, who knows how many you can have? He goes, well, you know, we already got one. It's fine. It's fine.
What are you talking about?
Donovan, it's just a social media platform.
My God.
Who cares? TikTok already exists, bro. We might
It's
as well
on
just be
phones, man.
It's not a big deal.
God.
So there you go.
So what's to stop a foreign government?
Oh, to put a bow, before we get into further conversation, to put a bow on it, there has been no further action so far on Elon Musk's the proposal to back out of the deal yet. This is still going on. He's using this as evidence to try to back out of this deal right now, but we still haven't had any updates into whether or not he will be legally able to back out of the deal. Okay, so now, get back to fucking on Twitter.
So,
you all right, bro?
If there are multiple government agents from multiple different countries working there, what is to stop a foreign country from devising some form of malware that they ask this government agent, because everyone has, you know, copious amounts of access to Twitter, right, to all the backdata and all the everything,
all the metadata,
bro.
bro.
So what is to stop them from implanting some form of malware or virus or something on Twitter, because it's on people's phones, you know, that just attacks whatever. I don't know how computers work. I'm a fucking idiot.
So I'll say this, right? Like,
if you can hack a fucking election machine, I'm sure you can get on someone's phone through a fucking Twitter app.
Yes, you could.
You could access their camera and shit from your own computer. So I don't...
The real point being, right, is the ability exists, obviously, right? But the important thing to remember is why there needs to be a desire to do that, because it takes time and effort, it takes money to do that, right? There is no...
Yeah, I'm sure they're not doing that.
There is no desire for the CCP to do that to you, because who the fuck cares about Donovan? Nobody does, right? It's them. Them is important. You is not important. Them is important. There is nothing to stop them from accessing Ted Cruz's smart fridge or his smart TV that has a recording device on it, because he's a fucking bougie motherfucker that wants to be able to buy a TV that he can just yell at. And here,
that was a good pour.
That was a good pour. That was a classic pour. What's that? The fucking blood orange goodness?
The super fuzz.
Look at you. Aren't you fucking fancy, bro? Hey, man. They don't have blood. They don't have super fuzz over there in China.
I should feel so lucky.
You should feel so lucky. But yeah, that is the real meat and potatoes behind this, right? It starts out as a fun little grab bag topic about how Elon Musk can use this. It does make me not want to be on Twitter.
And the collusion with the federal government, you know, like Like I said, what agents of the federal government are working there?
Yeah.
That have the same access as whoever else that works there.
I mean, all they got to do is ask, too.
Oh, God.
All they got to do is ask. But yeah, no, the reality of the situation is if Ted Cruz or if Lindsey Graham or if anybody on, say, like the, House Ways and Means Committee to see how and why the U.S. government spends money, or maybe the Intelligence Committee to find out what's going on. Maybe they're having a conversation with their wives or their families at home. If they have a smart TV, if they got a Google Home, if they got anything like that that's connected to their phone, hashtag CCP can get access.
Everyone needs a pineapple device.
But also, I would kind of argue that at least as it pertains to Elon Musk and the purchase of this, I see that as good grounds to be like, bitch, I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm not buying this thing. This thing is full of holes. You're open to fucking foreign espionage, blah blah. I get to back out of the deal and not have the $1 billion fucking penalty. But because I'm pretty sure that's all it was. It was like $1 billion penalty for backing out of the deal, which again, I don't think Elon Musk cares about it. I think it's more about flushing out what Twitter really is. And I think that's where the real story is, hence why we're talking about it here today, is because I think Twitter is basically damn near just as full of holes or potentially intentional holes as TikTok. Whether intentional or not, we'll just say it's as much as the CCP wants access to, they can get access to if they would so choose. Like I said, let's say somebody on the House Intelligence Committee or the Senate Intelligence Committee is at home and they have a smart thing. The CCP could, if they so chose, get access to whatever microphones are in that house.
Right.
Like this is their
capability.
Yeah, this is within the capability. I mean, they know what's going. Facebook knows when you poop, bro. Period. Facebook knows when you poop. The CCP knows when you're talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about at home, if they so choose to listen.
All right, what do you got next?
Are you upset about this?
This one's too much.
Okay. All right. Where was it?
I don't like thinking about how vulnerable I am all the time.
Okay. How about this? This one was good because this was less than 10 hours ago, and it fits perfect with what we're talking about.
Hello,
earlier
everyone.
In the show.
I'm Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Stop, Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot this is very recently, is within us basically planning for the show, starting the show. Okay. Lori Lightfoot has made a further statement after busing migrants out of her own city. So this is like
so terrible.
Breaking fucking news. This is what's happening, and here we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Hi.
Here to celebrate a very special day.
Oh, it's Constitution Day, by the way.
Today is Citizenship Day. A time to reflect on what it means to be a U.S. citizen. We must take this opportunity to recognize the...
Pause button. You notice how they cut and zoomed in real quick?
Yeah.
As an editor of content, I could tell you exactly what that means.
Happened.
That means that they had to stop and make another take. And so they do a cut and zoom to seem like it's the same exact shot. I can tell you, that's exactly what that means. If you want any proof of that, please, please, please go to our patreon.com/saltthestreets. Subscribe. You can find the outtakes and bloopers reel from last month's book review show. It's fantastic. It's 4 minutes. You're going to laugh your ass off, and you'll see a lot of that right there. But anyways, carry on.
The contributions of those who have taken the important step to naturalize and become a U.S. citizen. We know that when permanent residents become U.S. citizens, our country thrives. That is especially true here in Chicago.
We don't want any non-citizens,
are an
what you're saying.
important piece of the fabric that has made our city so unique from our very beginning.
Lots of shootings.
In the Chicago area alone, over 337,000 permanent residents are eligible for U.S. citizenship. And I encourage each and every one of you to apply. I'm so proud that Chicago.
I love it because what she's talking about is we don't want any illegal immigrants in my city, but we have a lot of legal immigrants that are here that I think you should apply for citizenship for. So anyways, let's carry on.
Chairs cities and counties for citizenship. A major.
I just want to apologize in advance, bro. I know you think I'm a narcissist. Bro, Joseph, you don't gotta get all, like, come on, man. You don't gotta get all, like, introspective and shit. I'm sorry I started earlier last time, but it's not me. It's that guy. But, like, and he feels like he's back. This, man, I love it. I seriously dislike this bitch. Joseph, you're good. What's wrong with her eye? She's
national initiative of over 100 cities and counties aimed at increasing citizenship among eligible residents. We are committed.
If any of you guys ever in the Pacific Northwest, feel free to hit us up. We'd love to have you in the studio. You guys fit right in.
To their mission to naturalize 2 million residents this year. So if you know someone who is eligible to become a U.S. citizen, encourage them to seek trusted legal advice and apply. You can also encourage them to visit the Office of New Americans website for more information. Becoming a citizen provides stability for both you and your family and unlocks your full potential to live out your dreams here in our great city and our great country.
All right. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so I know this is kind of building off of where we were at before, but it's such late breaking news. We got to this is grab bag material, right?
Late breaking news.
Beetlejuice is essentially getting on her soapbox and saying, we don't want any illegal immigrants here.
We're happy to have American citizens.
We want American citizens here. And if you know anybody
naturalized
that is eligible to become a naturalized citizen, we encourage you to go that route. But otherwise, we're bussing you the fuck out of my city. This, given everything that's going on over the last week, right, especially, what does this make you think of right now? What are your instinctual thoughts and feelings after everything we've talked about over the last few hours? Where are you at with this clip right now that just came out last night?
Last night
she did that.
This is her reaction to Martha's Vineyard.
Yes.
That's really funny. That's awesome.
I don't want any illegals, but
yeah,
we also want legal immigrants.
There's all kinds of tax incentives to hire people who are legal immigrants. You know. Oh, Lori Lightfoot.
Oh, Lori Lightfoot. You're into it. I love it. Let's see. What else do we have?
Oh, we're scrolling now?
We'll scroll. No, this is my bookmarks. I had them in here.
Okay.
I wasn't mentally prepared to dive into the full deepness of it.
Right.
This was a good. Yeah, this was it right here. This was the other big one. But I kind of feel like we've already talked about the FBI, the Facebook getting your information to the FBI. I don't feel
you had mentioned it.
I don't know if you want to go that dark.
That's fine.
Okay,
let's talk about it. Yeah, what do you got?
All right, so let's play this. This is actually from Jack Posobiec's show the other day. So let's go. He plays the clip from Mark Zuckerberg, which we talked about on the show last episode, I believe. So this is an actual clip of Mark Zuckerberg talking about it, and then the New York Post article that came out where FBI agents were receiving your private DMs from employees at Facebook.
I mean, basically, the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know,
if you ever tried to
should be on high alert. There was
we
thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant.
What it talks about,
the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have.
Okay, we got to pause here. Both immigrants can join the military. Now, heard after 1 year of service, they'll get their citizenship.
Yeah, that's pretty common that people in other countries will join the military and you get your citizenship after a time of service.
Get an opportunity from doing that. I can attest from this as being somebody that has served with people that were not legal citizens at the time, but then became it. You can, through service, guarantee citizenship, if you will, with specific countries, Generally speaking,
Philippines a big one.
Philippines is a big one. I believe Puerto Rico. It's not a state, but you can gain citizenship by joining the military service and serving, I think, a year. Once you do that, you can then apply to become a citizen, and then you still have to take the same test. You still have to pay the same fee.
And you can lose your citizenship. I saw
a whole
100%. Episode. I don't remember what the show was about, but it was about veterans who had been deported.
Yes, that is real.
That's like a whole deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a super duper dark. Yeah, super dark.
Oh, that's the theme of part 4. Is it's super dark.
Otherwise, so it definitely.
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean, but basically,
meaningful, we didn't play the clip on the show last.
A lot of people were still able to share it.
Did they specifically say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but it basically fit the pattern.
Well, a shocking and horrifying report.
Okay, from a producer standpoint, I got to stop again. This is Jack Posobiec is sitting in a chair. There's a desk with a laptop in front of him and a microphone. And then you know what this is? This is a green screen. He's sitting in an office somewhere with the fucking green screen behind him, and that's how they're doing their show. That's also how Rebel TV gained their the whole 9 yards. It's a whole deal.
Out from the New York Post. However, of course, it's not a surprising report because we live under a regime.
We live under a regime.
Now, if you lived under the CCP, if you lived under Stalin's Russia, Stalin's Soviet Union, if you...
That's enough, Jack Posobiec. Okay, let's just go to the story. He's going to bring up the New York Post story. I can't stand the pontification of Jack Posobiec sometimes. He's so fucking I like Jack. I'm a big fan of Jack Posobiec, man. Don't get me wrong, right? But the game you play reminds me too much of the corporate press. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about that.
Okay.
Don't do that. You don't need to do that. Fuck off. Here's the story right here that he's going to report on from the New York Post. Facebook spied on private messages of Americans who questioned the 2022 election, and it goes deeper than that. Facebook has been spying on the private messages and data of American users, reporting them to the FBI if they express anti-government or anti-authority sentiments. Hashtag, why do you think we're fucking shadow banned?
Yeah.
Boom. Or questioning the 2020 election, according to sources within the Department of Justice. Hey, at least they're semi-specific on where they get their sources. Under the FBI collaboration operation, somebody at Facebook red flagged these supposedly subversive private messages over the past 19 months and transmitted them in redacted form to the Domestic Terrorism Operational Unit at FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. without a subpoena. Quote, it was done outside the legal process and without probable cause. Allegedly, one of the sources who spoke on condition and anonymity, quote, Facebook provides the FBI with private conversations which are protected by the First Amendment without any subpoena.
So this is why you use...
This is why I use Signal.
Yeah, man.
This is why when my brother hit me up yesterday and he said, yo, I got a plan. I was like, bro, we don't need to talk about any plans. I don't care about nothing. He was like, bro, it's just about hunting. Let's just have this conversation on Signal.
Well, and we've had so many conversations where we've said we should continue this on
Signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had so many.
Oh, we've had such questionable
That's because, yes, and that's because people at Meta, I should say, they're at Facebook, according to this post, but as we know, Facebook and Instagram are the same exact entity.
They use the same messaging
They
service.
use the same, they recently just converged the same messaging service, so it is all one and the same. If you have a conversation on Facebook, if you have a conversation on Instagram, you are having a conversation with the FBI. That is how that is working these days. That, my friend, if you do not understand how fascism works, it is when corporations and the government work intertwined together as one. That is the definition of fascism. That is the government that we live under. That is the America we live under. That right there is why you should go vote 2022. But not really. But yes, go do that.
We can't define fascism in two different ways in the same show.
That's because fascism is ethereal, you know. Authoritarianism. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get into that in a second.
Authoritarianism for sure.
Authoritarianism, yes.
You can use that one, but I already defined fascism.
I know, and I disagree with you on fascism. That's the
problem.
That
is what fascism is, though.
What is fascism? Tell me what fascism is.
I told you earlier.
I know, but this is a different part.
It's authoritarian control backed up with violence that's generally attributed to
generally.
Right-wing. Yes.
Okay, but
that's
why
I called it left-wing fascism earlier.
Yeah. So it has nothing to do. What's the difference between fascism and dictatorship?
Is a system of government marked by centralized authority under a dictator.
I know you're Googling, bro. I don't care what Google is.
This is the definition of the word. That matters. When we're talking about what the word means, the definition of the word matters.
It does, unless they change the definition.
Right, but they haven't, and this is what fascism means. A system of government marked by centralization of authority under a dictator, a capitalist economy subject to stringent governmental controls, violent suppression of the opposition, and typically a policy of belligerent nationalism and racism. That's why it's traditionally attributed to the right wing.
I get it. So it's like this weird amalgamation of capitalistic enterprise, dictatorial control, and violent authoritarianism, right? Like that's the deal.
Yeah,
and
that's why I
and it's typically associated with the right wing because that's in any iteration in contemporary history, it's only been demonstrated by the right wing.
Because it's just typically a policy of belligerent nationalism, which is generally of the right. Of some
unless, of course, you're talking about Maoist China.
Yes, but generally.
Yeah, because communism is indeed fascism.
Yes.
Right.
Certainly.
So this is, so we'll just say this is still fascism.
I'm just saying the violence is the important part, I think, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why.
That's true.
That's why I was saying that the Mayorkas thing was a good example because the Department of Homeland Security are people. There's a law enforcement wing of the federal government. Of the executive branch. They carry firearms. Those people shoot people.
Yeah, and if we play by the left's rules, words of violence and fucking Secretary Mayorkas is telling me with his words that's violence, and so it's fucking fascism. I don't know. I know we're laughing about this, but it's because it's so dark. So Twitter is fascist.
Yeah.
Facebook is fascist.
Dictatorial control is number 3. So I don't, you're not wrong.
It's all good. But yeah, Twitter's not far from it, is what the whole point is. Yeah. Facebook is already there. Facebook, Instagram, Meta, anything that falls under that. Does Facebook own, are they the ones that own fucking WhatsApp and shit, right? Like you said earlier?
Yes.
Is that what it is? So like
Meta
WhatsApp
technically owns all those things now.
Facebook, Instagram, all the apps are fascist. That's cool. That's a fucking that's a fucking upper right there if I've ever heard it. All right. Well, all right, so we're 5:30, which means we're really 5:20 right now. I think we should back the fuck off all the dark pill shit.
Okay.
Because this has been a pretty dark. I feel pretty dark right now. I feel real good right now, but I feel it's been rough. You know, shit's rough right now. Let's check in with the chat. Wow, there's been a lot going on. Leave Texas. Thanks for the invite, though. Yeah, Deborah, don't leave Texas, bro. That's the best thing you got going on right now. Florida, you got to remember, a lot of people like talk about Florida is like the freedom state and all that stuff. Nobody lived there in 2000, right? When the Hanging Chads and Al Gore was in sway. You know, right. Florida is recently red. I mean, this is a newly born red state. Y'all motherfuckers need to be careful. Everybody that's moving to Florida, you got a legislature right now. Ron DeSantis just said it. I got a democratically controlled legislature that just approved me the funds to send me these flights to Martha's Vineyard. All right, you got a democratically controlled legislature. You're in a motherfucking purple state if you're not careful.
Yeah,
you motherfuckers be careful. Texas is the same deal. All you California expats that now live in Texas, y'all got a lot to deal with, all right? This is... Nobody moving to Liz Cheney's house in Wyoming. That's all I'm saying. It's cold in Wyoming. But, like, y'all got to be careful about moving to these sanctuary states because a lot of other expats move there with it. So you watch out there. Both immigrants can join the military. Oh, yeah, we did that one. Me and Deborah seem to be in agreement. Y'all get out Demtown and we'll talk. They know when you shit. You don't think they have narrowed it down to that for no reason. Well, no, that's the best time to get to you, man. When you're sitting on the deal, you know, when you're sitting there scrolling on Twitter, that's the best time to get you with whatever propaganda they want to hit you on.
Yeah.
You know, ethereal. Did I say ethereal? Somebody said ethereal. My bad.
You said that fascism is ethereal.
Well, it can go both ways. It's all based off authoritarianism and control. I mean, to be realistic, it doesn't matter left, right. It doesn't matter. Whoever wants to be in charge of you and the capitalistic enterprise that powers society is fascist.
That's right.
You know, left, right, it don't matter. The Collin Dictionary of Understanding. Apparently I'm on it tonight. My bad.
You're rewriting it just like the left.
Hey, you know, I speak the truth. Wikipedia cannot overrule. So what is the merger of corporate and state? Well, that's kind of the fascist thing, right? It's and like I said, it
staunch
throughout history,
capitalism,
throughout history, if you don't factor in communism for some reason, because that kind of goes with communism, I guess, fascism, you can't be communist without fascism involved, I guess. So nobody attributes that to the left. It's always attributed to like Italy and Germany. It's all fascist.
Right.
But at the same time, Mao's fucking China is just as fascist as fucking Stalin's Russia is fascist. So it's all when the state owns the capitalistic enterprise that powers the state.
And it's just because of the trends. Like nationalism is a part of fascism. It's a part of fascism because nationalism has generally tended to be of the right. That's why it just leans that way. But
okay. And it's hot and humid as fuck here. Amen, Joseph. This has been my case against Florida for a long time.
It's not.
I've lived on the East Coast for a long, and I understand what. If you live on the East Coast, you know what, quote, hurricane season is. All right, fuck hurricanes.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Hurricane season, I believe, is just getting started. I believe it starts in June and it goes through fucking November. You know, it's terrible. I was in a quote hurricane once in late November, so it was technically called a hurricane.
Yeah.
But you know what happens when there's a hurricane and it's below freezing outside? It's called a goddamn blizzard, Donovan. All right? I had to be on a boat in the middle of the water to go save the boat while my family had to stay on shore and sit through a goddamn blizzard while it was -degrees outside because I joined the Coast Guard. I had to go save the ship, and my family had to sit there. And luckily a bunch of the families shit joined together and shit, so they all were together. But they were without power in their housing units and shit like that. And they got together and shit. There was a bunch of everybody sleeping like 3 or 4 fucking blankets on, just trying not to fucking freeze to death in the Northeast in America in the 2020s. Because there's a goddamn blizzard going on, which is just a hurricane with snow. It's not fun.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Colin got that guy tapping his shoulder to I don't know what that's going on. Don't mind hurricanes, tornadoes, amen, bro. That's why I won't go to Oklahoma. Fuck a tornado. That's all I'm saying. Fuck a tornado. This is why the Pacific Northwest is what's up. Because we get, quote-unquote, earthquakes. We had an earthquake recently, right? You said, like last week we had one.
Right before that house exploded.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Right before that house exploded.
Just the top of it.
But yeah, we generally... The thing I like about earthquakes is they don't happen that often, and even when they do, half the time, well, here, you know, like I've lived through a gang. I've lived through a gang of earthquakes, bro, and I've also been through hurricanes. I haven't been through a tornado because I'm not insane. And I don't want to put my house in fucking tornado alley where it might just go up and away. I'm not into that concept. I got too much money invested in a fucking house. I'd much rather deal with a fucking possible slight shake of the ground in an earthquake. You know, I've been in big earthquakes. It was a little shake.
Yeah.
You know, a meth lab exploded. It's not that big a deal. But I'd much rather deal with that than a goddamn hurricane or multiple fucking hurricanes over the course of a goddamn, like, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Which I lived through for multiple years. Hurricane season sucks on the East Coast, bro. It fucking sucks. Especially if you live in Florida.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows you're going to get the fucking tip end of God's fucking dick as he comes around with the hurricane force winds. And it's going to come in your fucking house, and you're not going to, and you live in Florida, so like you're probably going to be flooded. Winds are going to be coming. You can't go out. It's terrible.
God's dick is coming in your house.
It's going to come in you whether you want it to or not.
Oh, God.
Fuck a hurricane. That's all I'm saying. Sandy, bro, I was there for Sandy. What's up? Yeah, the Coast Guard station, Iowa Station now, got flooded. We went out. Luckily, where
you and I.
What?
Is it you and I?
You were not in Sandy.
No, but you pointed at yourself and then me.
Oh, my bad. I was in Sandy.
He said, we went out.
I was in Sandy. We went out. My boat did. We had to go sit that one out. And because that's what you do if you're in the Coast Guard, you're in the Navy, whatever. If your ship's in port and there's a hurricane coming, you go out to safe harbor. And then you drop the anchors and you ride it out. It's the deal, right? It's better than getting smashed against the pier where
because you're on
assets going to be lost. Because if you sit there at the pier, odds are the boat's going to get damaged.
Because you're on the boat anyway.
It's a weekend. You got to come in and take the fucking boat out because otherwise it's going to get smashed against the pier because the hurricane's coming.
Right.
Whereas your family's got to sit there in the fucking house and just deal with it, and you can't do shit. Which military families always come together, which is really nice. But yeah, I did that one. And when we came back into port, I remember coming in and there was a station there that we weren't attached to. We were just at the same pier, but we'd walk by and I left my truck at my house because it was at higher ground and shit like that. But there were people that whose cars had picked up and floated away. There's somebody whose car was literally upside down on top of someone else's car because of the storm surge comes in and all that shit. It's not good, bro. And the actual building where the land unit was, they had like 4 or 5 feet of water. You could see where the watermark was.
Yeah,
it's
y'all
not
crazy.
Good.
It just rains here.
Exactly.
It just rains here.
I'd rather take that shit than go to fucking Florida and deal with goddamn hurricanes.
No, it just rains.
Fuck all that shit.
And
hurricanes are bad.
It doesn't even like piss here that much. It's just
no, man. Like it rains. Whatever.
It's a moderate rain for like a consistent few weeks. It's really how
consistent.
Which it sounds like a lot. It's not. It's really not.
Oh, are the bottle tapping, bro?
Shit's beautiful when it does that.
It is.
It's all green
plants
and stuff.
Need, plants need water to grow.
It's got what plants need.
Amen to that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, let's go on the fun note. Let's jump over to Twitter. We'll just have a good time. How about that?
You're crazy.
I mean, we're not quite fully there yet. Can you see this from over there?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome everybody to my Twitter feed. This will be fun.
This is a segment that we call a scroll down the street. Apparently.
This is something let's be honest, we've been talking about this for a long time. We just thought it would be a kind of a fun breakup segment. We call it a scroll through Twitter or a scroll down Twitter or whatever. So we're going to take a look tonight at my Twitter feed. Obviously, we got the hill there.
I'm just going to roll down.
Should I space out my flu and COVID booster? Dude, I heard this shit on... you don't ever listen to the Saturday morning shows, do you?
No.
Oh, bro. They were having a conversation on something this morning about like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, what should I do? The COVID fucking vaccine's coming out. It's supposed to be all good for Omicron, but nobody's taking it.
Right.
Maybe I should just take it with my flu shot. Everybody's all really concerned about this. And I'm like, bitch, nobody's taking the fucking COVID vaccine because guess what? You didn't test it on any humans.
Wait, check this. The lactation consultant that we're working with, who happens to be no, who happens to be like the #1 lactation consultant, like in the state.
I understand
she just
what
got
that
her
is.
5th COVID vaccine. The number 5.
Is it?
It's the Omicron booster. It's somebody never had COVID.
So.
Number 5.
No. If you've taken 5 COVID vaccines, you've had COVID. because that's what it does to you.
She's never had COVID.
She's never had COVID. Yeah, no, but
she's never had COVID, Colin.
Yeah, but the damage done to your body is the equivalent of having COVID.
Listen, she may have had an enormous bruise on her arm.
Protein, right,
she
man?
may have had an enormous
bruise on her arm. We can say that now, right? Like, we can say it's all this. Yeah,
Jordan
either way.
told me that yesterday, and so I said, do you know anything about, like, this Omicron vaccine? And she was like, no, not really. So I told her that same shit. I was like, oh, like, they haven't even tested on people. She said, what? It's like, oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like,
a few mice.
I was like, that's like... It's like they're like scientific articles. Like that's not even like a conspiracy theory. Like you can Google it right now and they will tell you that they only tested it on mice. She's like, are you serious? Like, oh yeah. They said it's pretty much the same as the other one. So why would it be different?
Why would
she was like, for real? I said, that's I'm paraphrasing what they said, but that is essentially what the message was. Is it's pretty much the same as the other ones, so it should be fine.
Yeah. I love this, Joseph. I've wrote out plenty, but I know when to leave. Amen, bro. My whole point with hurricanes is I don't want to fucking leave because the weather gets bad, bro. You don't understand. You laughed, Donovan. You fucking laugh because you've never lived through hurricane season.
I laugh because we're talking about hurricanes.
I know. That's because you've never lived on the East Coast. Look at the hobgoblin, bro.
Here.
My little hobgoblin. My little buddy.
He's like, I don't know where I am.
The ugliest dog on the planet.
He's really pretty cute.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. He has fallen off in a 3-story.
You know, and all his teeth are in. Like he's good.
He only has like 3,
but they still get stuck. It's the last ones that hang on that get stuck.
He's a good boy.
He's a cute dog.
Say, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
He's got incontinence, so he's got to wear a diaper all the time.
That's nice.
But he hangs out with Daddy all the time. Yeah, as old dogs do. Yeah, you should. All right, let's get back to my Twitter profile because I'm very curious for you. We'll talk, obviously, later on throughout the week about the differences. We got routers here. I don't know. It starts out with a big word. I don't really care. Foursquare. That's a fucking promoted. Yay. Jorge Ventura Media. You know Jorge Ventura?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's down there on the border. You've seen what's up. Settlers in El Paso don't have room to house migrants currently, and many are sleeping on the streets. Lucas and Sebastian, 4 and 6 years old from Buenos Aires, have spent the last 2 nights sleeping on the sidewalk here. Tonight will be the 3rd. Yeah, welcome to the fucking southern border. And you know what the really sad thing is
how dare they do that to the unprepared communities? How dare they?
Well, word. But also, when you think about the actual migrants themselves, they haven't had it that good in weeks, at the very least. That's how fucked up that situation is, too.
They're not walking anymore?
Well, because they're not going across fucking Guatemala. They're not going through their fucking, they're not being trafficked anymore. They're done. They're here. Now they're just hanging on the streets, and they've made it. They were in America. Done. That's fucked up. Cernovich, he's always got some fire going on. Wholesome, and Grandma Piled. What is going on? This is a retweet, obviously. Question: should we be able to disqualify people from office for cringe campaign content? Ask for her, Linda Paulson. So she's running for some kind of Utah State Senate seat, and yeah, super cringe. Moving on. Time Magazine. Here are the 32 most anticipated TV shows. Don't care. Time Magazine. All I care is when you fortify the election. Ben Boyce. Here we go. He's always got fire memes. Life imitates memes. Let's take a look. You think the far right is wanting women in women's bathrooms? Yeah, that's a far right position.
That is awesome.
Who radicalized you? You did.
That's awesome.
Welcome to society, bro. Actually, no. Welcome to Twitter. We all got to remember, Twitter is a microcosm of extremes.
World.
That's the way it is. Man, the mainstream news still obsessed with the Queen, bro.
They're into it.
They're into it. I feel like I missed. Did you ever watch the Queen, the show?
No.
The first couple few seasons were pretty good. I liked it. I don't know. You don't get to watch anything.
I don't watch shit. I watch fucking Seinfeld. That's what I watch.
Yeah, you're not watching Lord of the Rings.
No,
you're not watching the fucking new Game of Thrones.
I watch shit that I've seen before because I can't pay attention to it all the time. Like, we have time to watch things at night after Dax goes down, and he takes, on average, an hour to go to sleep every night. So one of us is getting up.
So you need about 20-25 minutes. Max.
I mean, the thing about it is that
if you're watching Seinfeld, you can watch Vox Machina.
The thing about it is that every time, like when we're watching something, Dax gets up out of bed probably once or twice every 5 minutes. So we're continuously pausing a TV show or a movie because one of us is getting up to leave the room.
Deborah
so
Jorge
it takes us 2 hours to watch a 30-minute TV show because we're pausing it so much.
But that's not going to last forever, bro. It's fine. We'll get you on some. We just
right
forget
now,
the first season, you know? It's fine. We started recently watching this.
I also always have to do show stuff because I can't do it till after he goes to bed. So I'm doing show stuff and we're doing that. So
what you're saying is,
I watch a lot of whatever Jordan wants to watch.
I feel real privileged right now. You know what I mean?
I watch a lot of whatever Jordan wants to watch because
I even have time these days to play the occasional video game.
I play video games when the boy wants to play video games.
That, my friend, is legit.
I played Kingdom Hearts this morning before I came here.
Bitch, please.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to play some kind of video game at some point tonight, maybe. All right, everybody everybody retweeting that. Don't care. Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness. Oh, I love the Washington Post. That's where we come in.
I'm subscribed.
Bringing facts to light.
I'm subscribed to them. We'll share our login information. So you have New York Times. I have Washington Post.
I literally just subscribed today, man, and I fucking hate myself for it. But I needed that.
Don't like it.
I needed that article that we didn't get to today.
And Washington Post gives you 0 free articles.
Yes, and at one point, I thought a VPN would fix it. I thought fucking Brave would fix it.
They don't give a shit.
But the people at New York Times and Washington Post are so hard up for money. They're willing to invest their money properly to make sure that their site designers can allow you to get around their fucking paywall.
Yeah.
They're a fucking bunch of pieces of shit.
Can't block ads.
We haven't talked about anything concerning Ukraine today. Apparently, Ukraine's like on the shit right now. They faked out to the south, but then they moved into the north, and they've been killing it, bro. They've been killing it.
Unprecedented.
And then fucking, we go to, here, I'll open up in a separate window, but...
Deborah, my boy, is 3.5, and we had daughter in May.
So how old does that make her?
She is 4 months.
Few months?
Yeah, 4 months and like a week.
Where is it? Joe Biden. Breaking news. Joe Biden sends
Bilbo
another $600 million in military Ukraine to
we love
Ukraine.
You, Bilbo.
Hail! I'm back. Sorry, I can't be active family friend event. Hey man, don't worry about it, bro. I'd rather you be doing family shit, but also share the show. 100%. Share the show. Just share the show. Go do your family shit. Catch us on the backside. It's fine. We love to have you here, but also, just, you know, we need the views.
Biden had announced a $600 million
for more Ukraine aid.
Let's fucking go, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's what's up. And remember, if you have a problem with that, then you're pro-Russia, anti-democracy. You might as well be a fascist. You'd probably vote for Trump anyways because he's a Russian asset still.
Right.
Let's not forget that. We're in my bookmark time. Oh, this one was good.
The difficult challenges are...
This one gave me kind of hope, right? This was concerning the migrants in Martha's Vineyard, right?
Okay.
Because we got to remember, man. There's two parts of this. There's the political equation, then there's the real life on the ground equation. So let's hear what Miss Barbara Streisand Hair has to say.
Barbara Streisand. Oh, Barbara Streisand.
So,
what are the most difficult challenges right now?
The difficult challenges are we have, at some point in time, they have to move from here to somewhere
They can't
else,
be here.
right? We don't have the services to take care of 50 immigrants, and we certainly don't have housing. We're in a housing crisis as we are on this island, and so we can't house everyone here.
I'm sure that there are 50 empty houses somewhere.
There are
that people very open and giving and caring leftists will happily open their arms and their homes because they have a beach home or something that people can stay for a few days.
I have heard this 1,000 times on the internet, and I have never actually gone down that road, but I have heard that there are, we'll go one adult, we'll just be safe here. How many Airbnbs there are available right now on Martha's fucking Vineyard for about $200 a night?
Oh my God.
And the federal government is not willing to put up the money to do this. They'd rather call in a fucking ferry and have them shuttled back to Joint Base Cape Cod to have them housed in some fucking barracks or garage somewhere.
Don't have housing for them.
They don't have housing. No. It's all up to the Obamas. It's all up to, don't worry about
the
it.
Vacation houses that people aren't staying
$69 a night, bro. Let's look at this one. $69 a night. You could look at this. This is nice. This is nice. Entire home. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's fucking Martha's Vineyard. It's late spring, early fall. You can get there. You can see the fucking leaf colors probably changing. I love it. And for for less than $100 a night, I'd fucking stay there. Look at that shit. It's nice. You can come crash on the couch. You get super drunk, you just crash right there. It'd be sweet. If you're really, really drunk, you can crash on the coffee table. I've done that shit before. It's fine.
One of those chairs with your feet up on the coffee table. Wild Child Artist Studios nestled in the woods. That's what it's called.
And you're telling me that the federal government cannot house...
don't have housing for them.
50 people. Obama housed more than that motherfucker when he hosted his goddamn birthday at his fucking house.
I love we don't have room for 50 people. It's fucking 50 people. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. I get the concept of the people that live there every day.
But it's 50
because they have zero concept. Right. They can't handle one new person moving to town. If any new person moves into a Long Island. I lived there for too long.
There isn't a government of Martha's Vineyard. They don't have any way to...
I'm sure they do, right?
To go to a sports store and say, fucking let us buy 50 tents from you. Like...
Okay, pause button. Martha Vineyard, people don't live in tents. That's the thing about
I know that. I'm talking about the fucking immigrants.
I know. I know, but they can't conceptualize that. That's my problem. And the idea here is that we probably should...
So they wouldn't even think to live in tents, what you're saying.
Exactly. Okay. That's my point.
All they can conceive of is a house. Like,
we can't do this. My God.
And they all need at least 2 bedrooms and a bathroom to themselves.
They don't understand that in LA you can live in a $25 fucking tent that you get at the fucking at the Big Five or whatever. Like, they don't understand how that works. Right, that's not in their mind. They can't conceptualize it. I might be funny, but it's real, bro. Right. That's the thing. Because they've never had to handle that shit. They never had to deal with that. And I feel bad for the people on the ground that have to deal with it, but...
Yeah, that's fucked.
But let's get back to Twitter. We're in fucking... Let's go back to the home here. Do you keep your Twitter home in latest or on the homepage?
Latest.
Latest. What am I? I'm in latest. Good. Michael Tracy. I don't know why I follow him, but he sends me stuff that I hate.
I follow all kinds of people.
Let's find out. Michael Tracy is a roving journalist, a friend of old dogs.
Proton mail. So maybe he's like a... What are the
He's on Substack.
Veritas guy?
Let's check out his Substack. Let's just see what happens here. Bitch. Let me read it first. Michael Tracy. Democrats and Republicans pretend they have massive... unbridgeable differences so they can ... I feel like I heard about Michael Tracy on fucking Commentary Magazine. He seems like somebody... he looks like somebody I might hear about on Commentary Magazine, yeah? Just looking at that picture?
Hey, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? All right. V.B. Harris, the transportation sector in our nation's single largest source of greenhouse gas emissions.
What about the cows?
Yeah, don't talk about the fucking farting cows, bro, all right?
What about agriculture?
And first of all, it's burping cows, not farting cows, according to Tim Pool. Every year, gas-powered cars and trucks and buses contribute millions of tons of carbon dioxide and toxic air pollution. First of all, you know what? No. Let's just hear fucking psychopath talk for herself, because she is always a pleasure to listen to.
The transportation sector is our nation's single largest source of greenhouse gas emissions. Every year, gas-powered cars, trucks, and buses contribute millions of tons of carbon dioxide and toxic air pollution.
Pause button. When she says millions of tons of carbon dioxide, is she talking about like compressed carbon dioxide? Does she know what she's talking about? Like, is that like when you capture it and put it under pressure and then it becomes liquid, or like what are you talking about, sweetheart? Do you know? Kamala Harris doesn't know. She don't know.
But there is a solution to this problem.
What's the solution, Kamala?
Electric vehicles. Electric cars and trucks and buses.
Electric vehicles. Yes. Yes, we should do this. We should go ahead and start strip mining all the resources that we need to harvest all the precious metals we need to build the batteries to contain all this energy that we get from all the precious metals and precious materials we need to build the fucking solar panels that we need to capture all the energy that goes into, again, those batteries that obviously don't contribute to the carbon footprint of the nation, that we can have a governor like fucking Governor Newsom in California tell us that it's a heat wave and we can't plug in our electric vehicles and our electric appliances.
Just make sure that you also use like electric backhoes and everything to extract the minerals.
As long as you use an electric leaf blower, it's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, this motherfucker. Wait. Is this the first time I'm seeing Pete Buttigieg talk about the fucking tentative rail deal? Secretary of Transportation, I've been curious.
What business is it of his, Colin? What business is it of his?
Because people like Joe Biden, the President of the United States, made their living by transporting themselves on commuter rail on the transit system that is Amtrak, that relies on these giant deals that are cut by the fucking giant train unions.
I'm sure he said something about it before this.
Okay, so
I'm sure
in all seriousness, I know we're fucking around because it's scrolling through Twitter, but I literally have been looking for this motherfucker for the last week and I have not seen him at all. And I understand because the Secretary of Labor, the Secretary of Labor has been involved in negotiations.
Oh God!
Because labor deals with unions.
Oh right.
Oh,
fuck.
And so the Secretary of Labor has been dealing with this. Secretary of Transportation. Now I'm curious what the fuck this motherfucker's got to say.
He's hanging out with his baby, man. He's got babies. He has shit to do.
Bro, you got a full-time job. I don't want to hear it.
This
motherfucker. I know. You're just working 12 hours a day. This motherfucker's he's running the country. It's like a huge difference, right?
He's got shit to do.
This guy is working harder than you, Donovan. He has to not be around.
Oh God.
Right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel good?
I'm sure he's working harder than
I am. Are you heated right now? Fuck this. All right, let's go.
It enjoys the support of the union leaders as well as the railroads that were at the table negotiating it, and an administration that really believes that this is going to be mutually beneficial.
He looks like a fucking rat.
I know. If you look at what was won at the bargaining table for workers, not just a substantial pay raise, but something that was very
24%, by the way. We didn't talk about
flexibility that. Because of the way
24%
railroad
pay raise
workers
over
are
5 years.
scheduled, it can be very difficult for them to get time off.
Okay, so he's talking. He's just saying talking points. That's good. Okay, so we're officially over 6 hours. We can wrap this up.
Love you so much.
I've literally just been going until we hit 6, bro. Okay, so we didn't talk about the transportation thing, but
we've avoided it for now.
Yeah, to close it out, obviously we didn't hit the transportation, the train strike. We've avoided it for at least 60 days because there's a 60-day cool down period, and then the unions have to vote on the proposed tentative agreement in the meantime, and so we will readdress this if it becomes an issue. If it does not, then there is no issue, and inflation will not skyrocket in the meantime. It'll just continue to go up as per the usual agreement. It'll probably go up another % over the next month.
Everyone be thankful that it went down 0.02% since the last time.
Bull fucking... Okay. God damn it.
James Taylor told me that inflation was down, Colin.
James Taylor is a fucking cuck who sold his soul to the government for money.
He told me that inflation was down right after Joe Biden did.
I know. Okay.
I thought that we were better off.
We were.
If we vote Democrat, then we'll have more money.
Okay, so I'm gonna. We can close. I'm gonna close this loop within 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because the train thing was a big deal. right? And but it turned out to not be a big deal because it was going to be a big deal, and then it wasn't a big deal because they tentatively reached agreement that's going to go for 60 days, and then we'll find out whether or not it's a big deal. But that conveniently is past midterm, so we'll find out what's happening. But realistically, yeah, James Taylor. That we didn't even touch on that, but like James Taylor, Rose Garden, the whole 9 yards.
Inflation's still really bad.
Inflation is really bad, and there
still like 8% year over year. It's not.
Yes, good. And the only reason it went overall when the government takes a holistic view, as they say, a holistic view of inflation,
government approach.
It went down 0.1%, Donovan. So you should be happy, according to Green Beyond. Right? But that's because gas has gone down. Right,
a little bit.
It has gone down about $1 or so
but everything else is
since
up.
the high. But again, don't be happy about that because that's still $2 above normal. So don't be happy about that. But that indeed has been an exponentially greater drop in the overall inflation, whereas food, overall energy, power, all those costs have continued to go up. So inflation is still up as far as you're concerned, because gas you might need to fill up once a week. And as we know from when the gas jumped from $4 to $6, it's a big hit.
Right.
But when you buy groceries every week, it's a bigger hit. And when that's up 13%, a gas can go fuck itself.
Right.
So inflation is still skyrocketing. The government is still continuing to spend money, and they continue to suppress every aspect of your liberty as they possibly can as they get towards the midterm elections to gain as much power as they can so that they can continue to do that more. That is the message I want to leave you with today as we close out this episode 133 of the Salted Streets podcast. Donovan, it's been a good day today.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been
crushed it.
It's been a lot of dark shit, but it's been good. Inflation is skyrocketing. I understand how everybody's offended and stop stealing all that shit, but I'm telling you right now that if you do not go out and vote right now, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Handle your business, pay attention to shit, and just take care of yourselves. We love you all. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat.